Okay, I think we are back now. So, gotta create a new poll here. Um, so just give me a second to get that all set up here. And okay, looks like the poll is live. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. Oh, right, forgot about. Gotta be able to open the actual game. So, all right, perfect. So let's pull this up to the front here. And we are going to go ahead and get started with the actual stream here. So what I'm going to be doing, before I go ahead and hit record, I'm going to go ahead and basically I'm going to be recording this as a video format in the stream itself. Found that a lot of people do that anymore, and with my busy lifestyle, pretty much what I have to do at this point. I'll be going over all of my streaming setup and everything, because this isn't going to all be recorded. I'm just going to be going through a bit of an intro to start and everything like that. So hopefully someone that comes in sees I've only been streaming for a couple of minutes, goes back and sees all this and just understands that I'm not ignoring them in chat or anything like that. I'm just going through the intro and everything like that, and just going through the whole entire thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that, but I'm gonna have to get the actual recording started here, and then I'm gonna be just going through. It's gonna be a decent intro because I've been gone for so long and everything. I'm probably gonna have probably like a 5 to 10 minute intro. I hope not, but yeah. I'll be going out, and I've got the participants tab pulled up here on the Twitch chat, so I'll be able to see if someone drops into the actual chat and everything like that. But if you do come in here, in the meantime, hopefully you go back and see like this little intro section. I'm not ignoring you for this first little section here, but just going through. I doubt anybody's even going to come in anyway, but all right, let's go ahead. I'm going to get the recording started here in a second, and then we'll get the video started. All right, awesome. So, yep, I'm going to get the video started here. There we go. All right. The game was not wanting to load for a second there, but what's going on, everybody? Great Angel, Dunsparce for the win? Big Cheese? You know what? We're doing this. Welcome to my little cloud here, everyone. My name is Corey, so I guess welcome to Corey's Cloud, everyone. For those of you that saw my old video saying that I was back, trying to figure out what I was going to name myself and everything like that, this is what I came up with. My little Dunsparce was always my little angel, and I was the great angel, and all of that stuff before. Angels live on clouds, right? So here we are. We are on Corey's Cloud. But take a seat, relax, and enjoy yourself. We're going to play all kinds of games here, but mostly Pokemon, some Souls games, etc. But we're here to explore the unknown and learn more about our everyday things here. I'm Corey, obviously. For some, you may know me already. For others, welcome. I have been on and off YouTube for years, and this may be no exception to that trend, but I'm back for now. I hope to make this a bit of a renaissance, if you want to call it that. I hope to continue where I picked up from, but obviously it seems like it's a little bit of a fresh start here too. For those that are seeing this video you will have seen a lot of my older videos, but I will be going back through them and basically just making an unlisted playlist. The playlist itself will not be unlisted, but the videos will be. So I'll go ahead and make that playlist here, and basically that's going to be the old me, because that honestly was the old me. A lot of that old stuff is just not me anymore. So if you are still interested in my old stuff, that's great. Thank you. I appreciate you all. That's not really me anymore. I have evolved, I've grown, and all kinds of things since then. But yeah, I'll be working on that here soon. But I just haven't yet. So all my videos are still live, no problem, all of that. So if you are interested, go ahead, check them out. But I am a new man after all these years, and really, honestly, I'm here to show it now. Now, on to the point of this whole video. I am currently streaming this live on YouTube. I know I said that I would do a multi-stream for those that saw the little announcement, etc., but unfortunately I didn't actually do the research into it and realized you needed more than just OBS, and I found this out literally the night before. This is now the last night for me. Obviously, anybody seeing this in the future, it will not be last night, but yeah. So I wasn't about to redo everything the night before. Sorry, but I'll try to look into it in the future. Either way, that out of the way, if you do want to come check me out, most of my videos I will also be streaming at the same exact time. So if you want to see the raw, unfiltered versions of these videos before I go and edit them, here we are. You can either see them live, or most of my videos will be streamed live and uploaded later. But also, just because I do live a busy life, and streaming at the same time as recording probably is the most efficient way to do things, I feel. Just a little caveat though, no, because I'm streaming these live, chat will not be on the video itself, but during certain times I may have some interjection to chat during the video if there is a question or the like during that time. Obviously, nobody's in here right now, but I'm also running on only a dual monitor setup right now, so I only have so much space on my computer setup, so I will be able to see chat, but it's not the most ideal setup for my purposes either. If I get a triple monitor or a quadruple monitor setup again in the future, maybe then I can make more use of chat and videos, etc. But for now, that's a no-go. That and camera. Obviously, I don't have a camera on right now. Literally, I don't even have a mouse right now. I'm using this is a laptop, and I'm using the little pin pad and everything. But I think you probably saw my mouse on there a second ago. But a lot of technical difficulties for now. But unfortunately, camera's a no-go for the video or the stream. Sorry for that, but we'll be working on that in the future. Now, on to the actual meat and potatoes of the video, though. What does it mean when I say what is the average time to beat every Pokemon game blue version? Well, kind of self-explanatory. I said pretty self-explanatory in my little notes here, but to be honest, it's not really. No. At the same time, the goal of these videos are not to see if we can get an average time to beat each individual game, but it's kind of more of an experiment to see the averages of each game as a whole. So basically when I say that, I'm meaning that I'm playing as a normal person here. So essentially I will be playing through every single mainline Pokemon game and taking various things into considerations while playing them to make them the most even that we can make them to beat the game at an average pace. What do I mean by that? I want to see which Pokemon game is the shortest, the longest, which one is paced the greatest, etc. We're going to be taking into so many different things, and I will be making a big video comparing them all in the future, but obviously that's a bit down the line. But yeah, Basically, we will be looking at everything involved in them. These aren't speed runs or challenge runs per se. They are experiments, science experiments, to pretty much. Which game can you beat the fastest? Not a speed run, like on average. Which one is the slowest? Which one has the longest post game? That's going to be a whole other explanation down the line. That we'll get there when we get there. You get the idea, but first we have to play the games and study them. Question is, though, what game to start all of this first, though? Better than Gen 1. We're going to be starting with Pokemon Blue. I grew up with Pokemon Red, but I have my reasons for playing Pokemon Blue, and we'll get into them soon enough. Getting the average completion time to beat the game. So yes, we're going to be seeing what can we do to beat the game. This isn't, again, not a speed run. We are playing as a normal person. Now, I already hear you asking. Seriously, there are people here in chat asking. What about your Pokemon choices? I'm just kidding. There's literally nobody in chat right now. I've been gone for how many years? Obviously, there's nobody in chat right now. But, this is a very quick question, though. The Pokemon choices that do make a major difference in how we run through the games. That's why I felt that the most fair way to go about making this challenge, if you want to call it that, is to basically use the same Pokemon per run. There will be some Pokemon changes as we play through the games because obviously not every Pokemon will be available in each game. So each new generation or game we play, we will use an alternate Pokemon. Something that is similar, but still a different Pokemon. For example, we might have a Chansey in Gen 1 right now. Red and Blue. We're playing Blue right now. I'm not saying we're going to use Chansey, but come Gen 5, we would maybe have an Audino. See the comparison? Yes, there will be some variations, but each game is also different too. So we will try to make the most balanced team we can to make it that the games will be as fair and equal as can be. There really is no foolproof way to make each game the same, but in my opinion, this is the easiest way to make it as fair as possible. The idea is to see what your average person would beat each Pokemon game in at an average amount of time. However, if you feel I'm wrong about this, though, and you think there's a more fair way to go about it, please let me know in the comment section below, or chat here. I know I've been explaining this in video format, but I can gladly talk to chat after I'm done with all of this intro shenanigans too. I'm open to all forms of feedback. Not that there's any people in chat anyway right now. I've been looking at the participants and nobody's come in yet. But it's to be expected. I only got 2 videos on my announcement video anyway. So, or 2 views on my announcement video. So, yeah. I've fallen from grace, obviously. But now that the explanation of the actual run is out of the way, though, let's get on to how we're going to get the average run time. That's honestly pretty easy. The game has a built-in timer into it, right? That's the true and simple way of it. We'll use the in-game timer. Yes, there will be variations for delays, etc., but every game will have those human variations to them anyway. So in my opinion, it's fair. Besides, for the most part, I will be, as the kids say these days, locking in, like most speedrunners do. If I need to take an extended break or anything, get a drink, go to the bathroom, anything like that, I just reset the game to the title screen and the timer stops. Which brings us to the rules of this run. So let me go ahead and get this pulled up here. Alright. So, as I mentioned, this is not a challenge run per se, but we will have some rules during it. Oh, that's the wrong one. Obviously, I am a bit out of sorts here, so there is our rules. Alright, so we're going to go ahead over here and Let me just get... I've got a little PowerPoint here set up. This is definitely not the most efficient way to go about things, but this is a first video back. I'll get better in the future, but let's go ahead. Ooh, this got a little changed here. Alright, my little thing got changed a little bit here, so let's scroll down here. Alright, I gotta get down. I have a little script here, but I can't really see it too well. Alright, so as I mentioned, this is not a challenge run. Already said all of that. Yeah, I've been out of it, but I mean, I never used to be scripted before anyway, so this is definitely a variation from what I was before. But, alright, so the first rule being to keep all runs fair, I'm going to be playing with no items in battle. Yes, human error will play a factor into this, and Pokemon will faint, etc., run out of PP, etc. That's fine. We're trying to make this as realistic of a run as we can. If you were to just play it casually without any interruptions, you would have Pokemon fainting, running out of PP, etc. That's not to say that I won't use items at all, though. The intended way to play these games weren't really meant to run back to the Pokemon Center after every battle. So I will keep a stash of items in the bags, healing, etc. to keep my Pokemon healthy while traveling, and only going back to the Pokemon Center healing location when I feel it's absolutely necessary or convenient to do so. And yes, you probably just heard my phone go off. I got the Dragon Ball Z little teleport sound. Hopefully I don't get copyright striked for that, but not that I can. I'm not monetizing these videos. I can't monetize these videos yet. But hopefully I can get there someday. But the second rule, though, is that I will be implementing level caps in place. These games really aren't that hard, and I will be using a pretty decent team to play through the game. So having level caps in place will keep us at a decent pace and will keep us moving forward in the story, while at the same time keeping us grounded. So, it's not a hardcore Nuzlocke or anything. If a Pokemon faints, it's not dead. We're not playing on set mode only. I'll be using vitamins, etc., and I won't only be catching the first Pokemon on a route. We're just playing like normal. We just don't want to overlevel. If you want a challenge run or a Nuzlocke, etc., there are plenty of other channels out there that do them, and I even watch some of them, and they do a great job about it. But, and even I've done Nuzlockes in the past. Not bragging here or anything. I mean, I might be a little bit because I can't really think of anybody, but some of my older videos, I might have been one of the first ones to implement the Nuzlocke challenge runs way back when. Not a hardcore rule or anything like that. This was before hardcore Nuzlocks. But I'm not sure if I was the first, but I definitely was one of the beginnings. But this is not that. I may get back into Nuzlocking again someday, but this is for research purposes only. Sorry, rant aside. On to a caveat for rule number 2, though. If all of my Pokemon are getting close to the level caps, I am allowed to use an HM Mon to split the XP just so I don't overlevel. I only really foresee this being a problem in the beginning of the run when I have a low amount of Pokemon and a lot of trainers and low level caps. Post Gym 3, I feel like this won't be a problem, but yeah, I don't think that's really going to be that big of an issue, but that's just a little caveat there. Speaking of 3s, though, that rule is that I actually have to do a clear of the entire game. Every trainer needs to be defeated by the end of the game. This is to give the fairest look at, 1, what levels all the Pokemon end up being. This will be a factor in determining things down the line. And it just makes things easier. Again, this is your average person playing through the game. The intended way to play the game, you were meant to fight all the trainers leading up to the gyms, etc., so you were properly leveled for them. So it's only fair that we fight every trainer in the game, including all gym leaders, rivals, and boss battles, more or less. Exception being one battle, but we'll get to that soon enough in the run itself. Now, this video will definitely not be showing all of that, though. this video will really only be showing how I got the team together and the boss battles. That's about it. I'm not going back to any kind of like Let's Plays or anything like that. That just, it was too much time. And the era of Let's Plays really is honestly over now. So I am understanding of the times. Things have changed. So, oh, you just saw the little close window there. But yeah, either way, what we'll do, it's really just gonna be, if you want to see the full however many hour VODs there will be, then we will have plenty of streams, and I will try my best to upload the VODs if I can. I just don't know how. We didn't have VODs when I was doing it way back when, so gotta learn how to do that, but I will be trying to learn how to do that. Again, not sure how that works yet, but I will make sure to learn for everyone. That's pretty self-explanatory. But lastly, the fourth rule is just to have fun. That's what these games are about. We want to have fun while learning about them. Honestly, there's plenty of people that call themselves Pokemon professors and stuff like that. I even watch someone on YouTube here that is, they call him Professor. So I don't know if you can consider him that, but either way. But if you really want to call me a Pokemon professor for doing something like this, be my guest. I don't really care. I feel like it's more of a Pokemon scientist than anything. But if you really want to come up with anything, be my guest. At the end of the day, these games are fun, and that's it. But alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to close that out. We're going to get this pulled back up here again, and my little script closed again. Now that long intro is done, though, thank you for everyone that shows up in an interest to these videos. Let's get on with it. I'm not going to go... So, let's go ahead and get started. We've been looking at the little title screen here for a while, and we started on Vulpix, of all Pokemon. Ninetales being my favorite Pokemon of all time. Well, I don't know of all time. My favorite Pokemon has bounced around, but obviously my older viewers know that Dunsparce used to be, but Ninetales has been my favorite Pokemon for a very long time at this point. But again, now that long intro is done, let's just get on with it. I'm not going to be going over the intro stuff. I hope a lot of you have played Pokemon Blue before, but if you're not, you're in for a treat. If you're watching these videos, but if not, you should definitely go back to the roots. These games are so much fun to just go back to the first game. There's so many different things compared to the most recent, and some people consider them a bit harder, to be honest. But we're on to our name. We all know what we're going to name myself. I'm going to name myself Corey, because that's who I am. As my name is, because that's where we are. We're on Corey's cloud, not Corfy. But there we go. I know we've always named myself Angel and all of that before, but or G, whatever. We're here on Corey's cloud. I am Corey now, so let's go ahead with it. But we're gonna go ahead and end that. So your name is Corey. Yes, it is. And our rival, though. My rival. What are we gonna name my rival? Obviously, we can't be naming him Jacob anymore because honestly, Jacob's not here, so we can't call him that. What we are gonna name him, we're gonna name him Gold. Don't worry, that will be explained much later on down the line. We are gonna name him Gold for now. I know. It'll be explained eventually. But don't hold your breath because you won't make it. So we're going to go ahead and start off. Obviously, we'll go and grab the potion in the beginning of the game here, and we'll get started. So we're just going to head over to our PC over here, grab that, and get started. Alright. So, as we're going through, obviously you can tell I'm not wasting my time talking to people, doing this, that, etc. This is a little bit of a speed run. We are routing this as efficiently as we can, but we're not going to speed through per se. So we're going to go ahead and grab our starter here in a second, but obviously Professor Oak is going to take his good old time. We are not using speed up though. We are not using speed up for this, but first thing first, our text speed is a little bit slow right now, so let's go ahead after all of this is done and over with. Okay. Yes, Gold, you can stop talking now. Thank you. Let's go ahead and change our text speed to fast. We are going to leave it on shift mode, battle animations on, and everything. This is the standard way to play the game. So, I think what we're going to go ahead and start with Pikachu? Huh? No. What? Yes. I have a Pikachu here in this ball because our starter for pretty much most of these runs is going to be the one, the only Pikachu. Yes. It just kind of makes sense, to be honest with you. Like, Pikachu is the mascot, so Pikachu should be in here as our starter Pokemon. So what we are going to go ahead and do, though, because obviously Dunsparce isn't going to have a variation in each of these games. You can see what I'm naming our Pikachu right here. We're going to go ahead, name him our little angel. Yes, Pikachu is going to be here. He's going to be our starter. Because we're going to be a little cheeky here, obviously. Pikachu is the mascot. So he's going to be our angel because I'm Corey. So we got our Pikachu, level 5, electric type, Thunder Shock and Growl. You know Pikachu. But let's go ahead. I can't even keep up with my script here because it's so jumbled, to be honest with you. But I chose to replace Squirtle with the Universal Pokemon Randomizer for Pikachu because the Bulbasaur team I felt was going to be the hardest for us to fight with our complete team in the end. So we're going to go ahead and take on the rival. And I'll just let you know, yes, I did play through this previously just because it's been ages since I played the Gen 1 games. And I have the knowledge of these games, you know, the glitches, all of that, like, basically the things that make this game this game. So, what we're just gonna do, we're just gonna spam Thundershock over and over again. Obviously, you can tell it's not doing that much. But I did mostly play through just to learn, like, item locations, stuff like that. What we do want to see are those growls, because this Bulbasaur, Growl doesn't do anything to us because we're using a special attack. So we want to see this Bulbasaur use Growl over and over again, because if this was like Charmander or Squirtle with Tail Whip, oh, that would be scary. But no, we want to see the growls. But yeah, I did play through this previously just for like item locations, basically to make the game route the easiest, because it has been a long time since I've played through the Gen 1 games. So I just wanted to learn basically more about hidden items locations. So I do have very recent previous knowledge of how to play this button, but this will be the only run where I do that, just because I will go into the rest of them completely blind, yes, but mostly. Just because I am much more familiar with the newer generations than I am with Gen 1. I haven't actually beaten a Gen 1 game in, I think, like 7 years, to be honest. But I just beat Gen 1, or Gen 2, 3, 4, 5, all of those games within the last, like, 5 multiple times. So I do have that knowledge, like, within the last 5 years. So I have that knowledge right now. But, So we did go ahead and beat the rival in the very first battle here. So let's go ahead. I gotta scroll down yet again. This is just a long. I have it on a little notepad here. So all right. So with beating the rival, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead after he leaves. I'm gonna go ahead and save and reset here. So, just to show, the timer's gonna stop. We've been in here for 5 minutes. Just, like I said again, human variation makes a difference. The first time I played through this, I think I beat him in like 3 minutes. Okay, we added 2 extra minutes. This is an average time. It's not a perfect time. But, yeah, we're gonna go ahead, reset. So, there we go. We are back on this screen. We are back on the intro screen with all the... We're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna leave this go because I'm gonna go ahead and pull something else up here. You guys can watch the little intro and everything like that, but I'm gonna get something else pulled up here because we're trying to be efficient. I think, and sorry, that was me, not you guys. So I'm getting something pulled up here. Again, that was me, not you. So let's get this. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but I am working on something in the background here. Sorry, I have to use my little touchpad here. Whoa. Whoops, that is not what I... Okay. My touchpad is just completely disappeared now. Okay, funny. Fun! Let's go ahead and reopen this again because I completely destroyed what I was working on. Yes, there. Okay. Sorry, that is me, not you. I just like to say that. Oh, why is my touchpad not working? There. Whoa. No. Okay. Sorry. This is definitely a little... This is just being a little bit weird right now. So, there we go. I am now on this. Alright. So, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead... I'm actually gonna cut real quick here, just because I gotta get myself set up here. It's just gonna be a second. I'm gonna cut this out of the actual video, but yeah, I'm gonna be back in just a second. Thanks. Okay, so I got my little bit of changes done there. I just couldn't focus on things all at once here. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna restart again. So, but while we are restarting, I'm just gonna go ahead and explain a little bit. Obviously, we want to have fun with this, but we're going to play through the fastest way we can while also just taking our time. Kind of. I think this should be obvious, but we're going to make this game fun, but efficient. That's the point of this, efficiency. And we're going to play them all like this. No speed up, no outside interference. This is to be the most fair and complete playthrough I believe can be done. Again, if you think I'm wrong though, let me know in the comment section below. Or chat. Again, there's still nobody here. But either way, just grabbing a quick drink here. But... So, we have now finished with what I did in the background, so let's go ahead and get this booted up real quick. We're gonna go ahead, get started here, and we're gonna go into our Pokemon here and take a look at our Pikachu. Huh, I think I might have done something wrong here. So what I'm going to do real quick, I'm just going to make another quick cut here. We're going to restart. I think I might have to just completely reload the save again. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm just going to go back to the main screen. I'm going to cut all of this out for the actual video, but yeah, I'm just going to close this out real quick. So just bear with me for one moment. Okay. Yep. For anyone in... Nobody's in the chat right now, but... for anyone that would be in chat... yeah, I gotta do this without the game open, so... Gotta change things around. Alright, so let's get back to my script here. And, okay, so let's get the game pulled back up again here. And, perfect. So, oop, nope. I was on the wrong thing. And we should be good. Oh, my script moved again. Sorry. And alright, so alright, so we are here, we are getting it booted back up again, and we are gonna go take a look at our Pikachu. There we go. You can already see I made this a surfing Pikachu. Because yes, this was a legitimate Pokemon you could get from Pokemon Stadium and the event distribution back in the day. So I would say this is fair game to have in this game. And it's just fun. It's a Pikachu. We will be doing this for all of our games. Yes, we will have Pikachu in all of them. And it will be a surfing Pikachu. We're not doing Pika clones. Everything will have a modded in surfing Pikachu. It might skew things a very slight bit, but the results will be barely noticeable. So I feel it's fair to do this for each of these runs. Where it's not going to be seconds difference, really, I feel, with these games. So the fact that I have a surfing Pikachu isn't going to be that big of a deal, especially since it was a legitimate Pokemon back then. I feel that it's fair to do this for each of these runs. Obviously, Light Ball does not exist yet, so we will not be doing that in this game, but I have something planned for that down the line, don't worry. Considering how the mechanics of Gen 1 are also quite a bit different than other iterations in the future, but more on that later. The other reason is we will only have 2 of our Mons for Brock. This Pikachu and one other. I'm going to keep moving because I don't want to waste much time here. But we are only going to have 2 Pokemon for Brock. This Pikachu and one other. We're just going to go ahead and grab the potion here from this guy. But neither of which of these Pokemon are going to be able to really even beat Brock with level caps in place. So that's also part of the reason why I went with a surfing Pikachu, to alleviate that issue. So, we're going to go ahead, just Thundershock this Pidgey real quick. We need all the experience that we can probably get. And, yeah. So, sorry, I'm trying to get through the script here, but it's hard to see everything together here. But, yeah. Our Surfing Pikachu is going to help alleviate Brock. I feel this is fair because there are plenty of Pokemon out here that your average player can get the same results with before fighting Brocks. If you feel this is wrong, though, again, just let me know in the comments, or, again, chat. We got chat here. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to have an issue with our special little boy here, just let me know. So we're going to go ahead, head up. Honestly, in my chat, in my little script here, I thought we would already have the parcel from the mart. Again, we're not talking to people. We're just going to be moving quickly, but we do have our parcel here already. We're going to go ahead, bring it back to Professor Oak here, and what we're going to have to go get is some Pokeballs, because our boy here is a little bit strong for what we're going to need to do next. You can probably already guess what I'm thinking about, but I'm just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a minute here. But we're just heading our way back down to Pallet Town here. We're going to give Oak his parcel, and then we just got to grab some Pokeballs. And then I think we're going to need our first cut here afterward, but I'm just going to go ahead, give the parcel to Oak. He's going to give us our Pokedexes and everything like that, and Gold's going to be a little bit of a jerk and everything because we know how he is. But either way, yeah, honestly, I don't have anything else written in my script here, so we're just going to go ahead, get our Pokedex. So I don't think you need to see me getting any Pokeballs or anything like that. I'm just going to skip through all the dialogue. We know how getting the Pokedex is and everything like that. So what I think we're going to do, I think we're going to go ahead and just skip to our next little section here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead, grab some Pokeballs, and we are going to go ahead and see what our next thing is. So, but I am going to go ahead and get my chat participants pulled back up here, just in case chat comes in and I can actually go ahead and talk with chat here. But either way, yep, I will go ahead and see you all in a second. So for anybody in chat that are going to be watching the VODs here, yeah, I know, that was a bit of a long intro there. Wow. Okay, that was the heck of an intro, actually. I thought that would have been like 5-10 minutes. Wow. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to trim that down a little bit here. I'm probably gonna have to do some post changes here and everything, but or maybe make a separate video, because wow, I did not expect that to be as long as it was. Okay, but yeah, we're just gonna go ahead, get some experience off of these little guys here, and we need to get as much experience as we can because we need to make some efficient routing here. Obviously, I'm going to be cutting a lot of that out because there was some downtime and stuff like that, but, alright. So we're going to grab some Pokeballs. Those in chat probably might have an idea about what we're doing here, so we are not going to use all of that. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna need a couple antidotes because we got Viridian Forest coming up. And I don't even think we need Paralyze or Burn. Yeah, we don't need those. I don't think there's anything that can do that. But, okay. So we're gonna head down here. And we are going to be catching our first Mon on Route 1. So you got two choices. Which do you think it's going to be? Not this one. So, yes. Everybody in chat gets a little bit of an idea about what we're looking at. Yes, we are going to be using the starter birds. But, oh, wow. Okay. We didn't beat a level 3. Okay. I should have looked at my Pikachu, to be honest. It might not have the greatest DVs, but either way. Alright. We got another Rattata here. My script moved again. But, alright. Wow, he just is not beating it. Okay. If we run into a level 3 Pidgey, it might actually be decent. Which is weird because well, I guess we've only ran into 2 right now. There we go. Okay. It's a 50-50 chance. I'm going to try it. It's not super effective, so let's give it a try. Perfect. That was one thing, because I only ran into level 2 ones in my pre-streams, or my pre-run of it, so I one-shot it, but yeah, okay. So, I think a lot of people saw this coming. Yes, we are going to mirror match our rival, kind of. We are, yes, catching a Pidgey to use for this game. It's a very efficient flyer, early catch, and it's not half bad. Yes, we could have gotten a Dodrio or something like that later, but looking into the future games, what is a Dodrio equivalent? You got some Pokemon like maybe Braviary in Gen 5 or Braviary, whatever you want to call it. That's kind of close, but not really. There is always a starter bird in each game. It's not going to be Pidgeot in every game, but we always have a starter bird, and that's what we're doing. So, y'all can probably already start working out what we're going to do in future runs already. That might be half of the fun of waiting for these videos, though. So we did go ahead and catch our level 3 Pidgey, and we're going to name him our Lil Cheese. Because that was probably not my most successful venture on YouTube, but basing off of, honestly, my worst channel, but still a fun one back in the day, Cheese and Friends. And somehow it closed out, but okay. Being the big cheese after all. We got our little cheese though, and he knows just Gust for now, I'm pretty sure. So let's go ahead and see here. Yep, just Gust. So we do need some levels because our next hurdle is actually going to be Rival 1.5. For those of you that have played this game, you know 1.5. But I did say we're going to be beating every trainer, including all boss battles, including optional ones. So, definitely are not ready for that yet. So, I'm going to go get some levels in Viridian Woods, and I will see everybody in the video in a second. Alright. I know I cut into that a little late as we were catching the Pidgey, but, oh well. We are going to go up to Viridian Woods, though. We are not grinding against wild Pokemon, though. We are going to be just using the trainers out there. So, my goal is to go ahead, put Little Cheese up front here. He's going to need some levels. And what I'm going to do, I need to get some items here. So now I cannot see my actual stream setup. I can see the chat at least though. But we are gonna go ahead, fight some trainers here, and hopefully beat them up pretty easily and get some levels. And I forgot to grab my antidote. Well, I have 2 in the bag, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna switch straight into Pikachu. Surf, in most neutral situations, is probably gonna beat things, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just because Surf in the early game is just broken. It's going to beat Brock no problem, most likely. But, oh wow, we're at a speed tie with Weedle right now? That's interesting. Okay, interesting. Because he beat us before in speed, but no problem. Cool. I'm not too worried about the Caterpie. I'm gonna go ahead. 4 damage. I mean, yeah, I'm not. Well, he could miss, but Tackle's got a 95% accuracy, so yeah. Honestly, yeah, a crit could kill me right now, so it's not a Nuzlocke, but I do want those levels, so let's go ahead and just go with that for right now. We need as many efficient levels as possible right now. Wow. Surf didn't even take... Okay. Caterpie, you are annoying. There we go. Little Cheese got to level 4. And I want my Sand Attack on him. That's the thing. I want Sand Attack. Honestly, he'll be good. Yeah, this'll be really good, actually. I'm gonna go ahead beat this guy, and that should hopefully be enough levels to take on Rival 1.5 then. I have a lot more knowledge of these games now because I've actually been I actually have more knowledge from watching these rather than from playing, because there's one YouTube channel I watch for anyone that comes back and watches this VOD and everything like that. RBY Pokemon Challenges, or GSC Pokemon Challenges, RSC. His name is Teo. He's got a whole bunch of different channels and everything like that. But he started with RBY Pokemon Challenges, and it's RBY PC is his name. And he knows his stuff, and he's really good, honestly. He's really good at what he does. But we got a Kakuna now, so we are going to go ahead and just leave our little pigeon out here. Little Cheese is just going to go ahead and just go like crazy towards the Kakuna, because we can beat him. And honestly, because he's still just a Pidgey, he doesn't have the high crit rate yet. Pidgeotto has a decent one, but Pidgeot is a crit machine, because back in Gen 1, crit rate was based off your base speed. And because Pidgeot has decent speed, he actually crit pretty decently. I want to say it's around like an 18% chance to crit or something like that. I'm not sure of the actual numbers and stuff like that, but it is what it is. Yes, I'm more or less talking to myself right now, but I will be uploading these VODs in the future and everything like that, so... Oh, speaking of crits, there's our first one, finally. After he got all 6 of his Hardens up. But there we go. Wow, okay, he jumped 2 levels with that. And we got another Weedle. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to bounce between Sand Attack and Gust on this one. And Sand Attack is going to be staying... Oh, Speaking of crits, there we go. Sand Attack is going to be a crucial move on this moveset because, wow, first try he got a poison. Okay, well, we are going to be good then. Okay. We're just going to go ahead, surf this Weedle down, and we should be good then. Yes, we're going to be lower leveled than Rival 1.5, but I feel like we can easily beat him at this point. With Sand Attack strats, we should be fine. Gotta use both of my antidotes, but we got more antidotes in the woods here that we can pick up, so I think we should be good to go take on Rival 1.5 now. I beat him no problem in my test stream, so... or test run, not stream. But either way, let's go ahead and go down here. I just cannot wait until we get the bicycle, though. That's going to make this so much faster. But until then, let's go down and get healed up, and we're going to go take on Rival 1.5 then. No items on that route, so we don't have to worry about picking anything up, but let's go ahead and see here. We got our 2 Pokemon, and we're going to go from here. Oh, I got so used to opening the bag because back in Gen 1 there wasn't any hotkeyed items and everything like that, so you had to open the bag to actually use the items. But okay, here we go. We're gonna go ahead save. We've been playing for 25 minutes now, so there he is, all ready for us. He thinks he's gonna take on the Pokemon League already too. What a jerk. Little throwback to probably half the people that watch my videos there. But we're going to go ahead and give him a shot here. We got our Pikachu. We don't actually have our Pikachu out front here, so this will be interesting. I wanted to have Pikachu out front, but I've actually got my little cheese out here, so I think we can yeah, we should be able to take out the Pidgey no problem with a Thunder Shock. So, yep. And that's the other thing about trainers in Gen 1. They have a built-in 25% chance to miss any status moves. Unfortunately, he got a Thunder Shock off on us, but that's fine. We just have to... Yeah, if he wants to just keep spamming that, that's fine. Hopefully he just doesn't damage us. He did, okay. That's not fun, but okay. We beat the Pidgey, no problem. But we're gonna go ahead. We beat the Pidgey. Not too bad. It took a little doing, but Little Cheese grew to level 8, so did Angel, and now he's gonna go ahead and send in the Bulbasaur. We are gonna go ahead and send in our Little Cheese because we now have Sand Attack. We don't have a built-in 25% chance to miss. He's going to try to Leech Seed. That's fine. We're going to go ahead, Gust, and just whittle down his stats as low as possible because accuracy strats in Gen 1 are broken. I'm pretty sure the first accuracy drop drops your accuracy by 25%. So, if it's 100% accuracy, it's then 75% accuracy. Excuse me. So, yeah, it's a little bit broken, and that's why Sand Attack is going to be staying on our moveset for pretty much the entire run. Look at that. Little Cheese went and beat the Bulbasaur, no problem. So, super easy fight there. Let's get moving. Our next big challenge is going to be the big man himself, though, Brock. So, we beat the rival. I'm going to go ahead and just cut to the next fight here. The the video itself is probably not going to be that long. Well, no, because we're going to go ahead and show all the fights. But yeah, I'm thinking, I told chat this in the last little section there. I think I'm going to split this into 2 videos with the intro and everything like that. I'll make a little caveat in the first section. Yeah, I'll do post-narration and stuff like that. But just because that intro was so long, I didn't look at the time. But yeah, we're going to go ahead, cut to Brock then in a second. And yeah, see you all in a second. Thanks. Alright, so we're just going to jump down here. Go back to Viridian City, and we are going to go ahead and make our way over to Brock. We're going to beat up everybody in Viridian Forest. There's not many levels to get, but honestly, if my pre-test of this was any consideration, and Surf is just a crazy move for Pikachu to have, this is going to be easy. So we'll go ahead, defeat Brock, no problem. I'm probably going to stream until about 7:30 or so. I started at like right around 5 o'clock, but yeah, if anybody wants to come in, awesome. If not, this will show up as a video. So, but I do know of a secret little item right there. Little antidote. So, that's good. And then we got another antidote, obviously, up top that everybody knows about. So, we are going to have our antidotes ready. I just don't... Viridian Forest and Poison. We all know how that is. But... Alright, so there's that. We're just going to follow the path. Does no one remember the little glitch in Gen 1 where you can actually see the path to go down without running into any Pokemon? That's exactly... Oh, speaking of, I fell off of it. But, oh, a Metapod. That's no problem. I can beat that up. No, easy smeezy. But, honestly, I want to get more levels on... Oh, whoa, wow. Well, yeah, I guess we're 5 levels higher. But, yeah. Wow, that actually did decent damage. Yeah, we're going to go ahead, put Angel out front here, because we need levels on him. Because Angel's going to be the MVP of this fight and the next fight. Possibly. Honestly, I have an idea for Misty, actually. So, we're going to go ahead and see what we can do about Misty. I don't know if Angel's going to be the answer to that. But we should be getting to Misty tonight, most likely. Might even be Lieutenant Surge, to be honest with you. But, wow. Insta-poison all the time. Like, really. Okay. There we go. Nope, not getting copyright. I'm not monetizing this, but I'm not getting copyright striked for that. I was about to do the Mario thing, but that's fine. Speaking of Mario, I went and saw the Mario movie, the new Mario movie, on Saturday. It's actually pretty good. Do we have enough to 16? Yeah, that should get us to Pokemon Center. 15. Yeah, we should be fine. Not like there's any friendship in this game anyway, so... There we go. Made it to the Pokemon Center. We really only have one more trainer that we can fight before Brock, so we'll be getting to Brock really quickly. So let's go ahead and see here. I'm half wondering if there's anything here. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so we got one fight, and we're gonna see how this Pikachu fares against the junior trainer. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead. He's got strength. He is 3 levels higher. Pikachu's got decent speed. That's about the only thing Pikachu's got going for him. But yeah, wow. Okay, don't crit, please. And Diglett's got quite the crit rate in this game. Because Diglett's one of the fastest Pokemon in the game. Well, Dugtrio, but there we go. Got to level 9. And Thunder Wave. Not going to be useful for this gym, but that's fine. Another move that'll stay on the moveset for a while. Wow. I mean, Geodude and Onix should go down because they're 4 times weak to it, but even still, like, that's... yeah. I think we're going to go ahead and grab... Actually, ooh, I do have a Yeah, let's do it. We're just going to go take on Brock, missing 2 HP. Let's do it. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and save here real quick. We got 35 minutes already in game. And we're coming up to Brock here. So here we are. We got to the man himself, Brock, with his rock-hard defenses, ready to take us down. I have not maxed out my levels at all for this fight, but I think our little surfing Pikachu is going to be more than enough to take him down. So let's go ahead, jump right into it, and he's going to lead off with his Geodude. I lead off with Pikachu, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit Surf, and let's see what that does to it. It's a one-shot. Obviously, it's 4 times weak to water. It never stood a chance. Out comes his Onix, and we are going to go ahead and just leave our Pikachu out here. And let's go ahead and hit Surf again. He's going to Bide. He is actually faster. He's 4 levels higher than us, but I don't think Bide's going to do anything. And let's see. That's another one-shot. As I expected, that's a super easy victory. So we got some travel to do, but I'll definitely be jumping in here and there because we're about to really make our team fill out here from now on, though. So I'll go ahead and cut to the next little section. Obviously, I just said we're going to get a new team member here, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut to where that is. Some of you might already have an idea. I mean, Gen 1's got a lot of iconic Pokemon, but I think you might have an idea about what we're going to be looking at. So, alright everybody, I will see you all in a second. Alright. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy some potions. I'm going to grab maybe about 5 of them. That should be okay. Maybe another 6 Pokeballs? Yeah, there. Can we get paralyzed? We can get put to sleep. But I think we're going to leave the Pokemon in if we get put to sleep. And we can't use items in battle, so I think I'm going to go with Paralyze Heal. Paralyze doesn't go away, but Sleep does. So I think that's going to be okay. We're going to go ahead heal our Pikachu up because he was our little MVP of that gym. And honestly, I think this is a good spot to maybe go ahead, save the game, and reset. We are at 38 minutes in game. So I'm going to go ahead, reset the game, and get a new drink. I just finished my drink. And I think I'm going to make a little change. So, yeah, let me go ahead and I'm not going to stop the stream. I'm just going to go ahead and maybe close things out. I'm going to close the game capture. And we're just going to go ahead, close the game real quick. And I'll just play some of the music in the meantime while I get everything together. All right. Be back in a second. So, yeah, that didn't take too long. Only like a couple minutes there, but let's go ahead. I'm gonna turn the game capture back on. Obviously the game is not here yet, but I just needed to change around a couple things here and get a new drink. Oh. Well, for anyone that was seeing the VOD, you will see that, but alright. There we go. Alright, so we are going to go ahead, keep moving on. Really quick, I just got to get these things switched over, so just going to scroll down. We can't really go past Lieutenant Surge today because I don't have a script for that, but actually I don't even think we can go past the SS Anne. But either way, we got a whole bunch of trainers that we gotta fight though, so we're gonna go ahead and just right, gotta remember that. So I'm gonna fight as little trainers as possible here because, like I said, we're gonna have some new team members filling in here, and they need all the experience they can get. So we're gonna go ahead, try to beat these guys up. Pidgey, Sand Attack is annoying, but not horrible. But also, Sand Attack is helpful for Little Cheese in the fact that we now get a badge boost. So, in Generation 1, for those that are in chat here, I don't know if someone just dropped in while I was away or not, but neither of us are hitting each other right now. You can see how Gen 1 accuracy works. I'll probably one or two shot this Pidgey now. Could be a 3. It'll probably be a 3 shot. But, well, now it'll be a 2 shot because Gen 1... yeah, so Gen 1 has a little bit of an interesting mechanic in that, well, not even a mechanic, it's a glitch. And basically what happens whenever your stats get changed, whether they are lowered or raised, your badge boosts, which you get from certain gyms, Brock you get an attack, Lieutenant Surge you get defense, and Koga you get speed, and Blaine you get special attack. Every time your stats change, there is a glitch in Gen 1 that basically allows you to re-get your badge boosts all over again every time your stats change. So, something like Swords Dance or String Shot, if those were to affect you, your other stats that those boost will actually go up. So, say I get String Shot and my speed drops, my attack, because I've now beaten Brock, will go up. So, yeah, a little bit of fun little trivia there, and that is definitely going to be playing a factor here in the future. A lot of our team is going to have a factor with that. Now, Pikachu cannot take advantage of that. Pikachu does not have any physical attacks right now. Because also, for newer people that are coming to watch this VOD and everything like that, in Gen 1 through 3, Pokemon moves did not have the physical special split. So, like, something like Swift was not special now. It was actually physical. All normal moves were physical. All fighting moves were physical. All electric type moves were special, etc. So a lot of people already know this, but yeah, we're going to be taking advantage of all of these differences. We're going to be taking advantage of the badge boost glitch. We're going to be taking advantage of the old physical special split, everything like that, and in between. And even some lesser known, I'll say glitches. They are glitches. Involving fly and dig and stuff like that. I did have to take advantage of those when I was playing through this the first time. So it'll be interesting down the line. But honestly, I am not really paying much attention right now. And we are facing an Ekans with a wrap. For the people that have not played Gen 1, wrap and bind and all of these other moves were interesting. Now, granted, I don't think well, we might. No, okay. We're not going to see it. But they were some of the most broken moves in this generation. And we're going to use those strats even at some point. Possibly. No, that one actually we will. No, just in general. It might not be for long, but we will. But we're just going to go ahead, heal up our Pokemon a little bit here. And, oop, nope, I want to... He has 4 Pokemon. And they give decent experience. So we're going to go ahead and fight her. Yes, she's going to block the path, but I can just leave the route and come back again. And because I want to fight as many people as possible on our way back. So we're going to go ahead. Let Angel get his experience now because he's going to drop off quickly here. But also, we do have a level cap in place. I'm setting a level cap for the rivals, too. I'm considering mini bosses as level caps. So, the next level cap is 18. So, this might be interesting. We'll see. I'm not holding out my breath here. But, okay. But honestly, what we're going to do, since we got to leave the area anyway, I'm just going to go back to heal. Because, yeah. Got to leave the area so that she resets her position, and we can just keep moving forward. Think some people might already know what we're looking at here. But why I'm going to be saving trainers for more experience, but just in case not. Sorry. It's a little warm in here. It's where I live up here in New York. It's getting a little bit warm, so just trying to... Gets a little tired when it's warm, so there we go. Alright, and I think this is the last battle that we can get, so... And then we will actually have our new Pokemon then. Now, is it in the grass patch, or is it somewhere else, though? We will have to... You will all have to see in a second. Might make it a little sooner than 7:30 anyway. I'm just tired. Alright. Yeah, need the levels. Metapods and Kakunas are good levels. Yeah, crit. Lovely. Pikachu is also a critting machine. So we are going to skip her. It's the other good thing about Gen 1. You don't have spinners. Everybody just faces one direction. And what we are going to do here... let me see. Yeah, that's on the other side. So, okay. So, we did not go into the grass, though. So, what do people in the VOD think that our next mon's going to be? So, here we are in the Mount Moon Poke Center. And I think most people already know what's happening here. So, we got $500, I hope. And this man has the GOAT of all Pokemon. And we do have $500. We have the one, the only, yes, we have our King Core, the Magikarp. We are naming him King Core because I'm Corey, and he is a king. So, and all our Magikarp knows right now is Splash. Obviously. Everybody knows how Magikarp is, but don't worry, we got this here, and he is definitely going to be a fun little adventure to level up to start, but I have a feeling this little guy is going to end up putting in some work down the line. Now, this one might be a little bit harder to fuss out, though. Wow, I lost where I was at in my script here, but do you think we'll use another Gyarados in Gen 2 or 3, etc.? Or is there something else that we might do? I am not gonna make a cut, though, because our next encounter is even right next door to that. And inside Mount Boone, we can easily go ahead and find, yes, that's right, if I even get an encounter, there's our water gun TM. That will be helpful, but wow, this is Mount Moon. What the heck is going on? There are always encounters. There we go. Okay. And that is not our encounter. No, we are not going to be using Zubats, but I will go ahead and take it down. You all can probably guess what our next encounter is going to be, though. Let's go ahead and see. Let's just go up here, I guess. I recently played through this, and the encounters in Mount Moon were absolutely crazy. We all know how Zubats appear all over the place. What the heck is going on here? Why are there no encounters? Our encounter is right here on floor 1 of Mount Moon. So I don't know what's going on here, people. I literally found it in the first 3 steps in my test run of this. There we go. There's another encounter, and it's another Zubat. Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just make a little bit of a cut here. I might cut some of that out, honestly. I don't know yet. But I'm just going to go ahead, make a little cut here until we find what we're actually looking for on this first floor here. Because, oh, here's an encounter real quick. Is it what we're... Okay, yeah. I'm making a cut, so I'll be back in a second for everyone in the video. So, be back in 1 second. And there we go. That's right. Mr. Cheese Dude himself, Geodude. Yes, we are going to be naming him Cheese Dude. So, I'm going to go ahead, switch over to Pidgey. He does not have that great of moves right now, but I also don't want to one-shot him, and I can't hit him with Pikachu. So, we're just going to have a little bit of a back and forth with our Pidgey here, but he's not really going to be able to do much. But, yes, I am going to go ahead and name him Cheese Dude, because he's a Geodude. You don't expect much out of Geodudes. So, he's gonna be my little... He's not little cheese. Little cheese is right here, and Cheese Dude is actually beating my little cheese, but... Wow, how is he hitting so many of these? Okay. Okay. He is now down to 4 accuracy. I'm not doing much to him now. I am getting decent amount of crits now, though. That's not horrible, but... Alright. Now, I just want to get him down to... Don't hit the next one. Don't hit the next one. I can switch over to Pikachu so the little cheese does not die. We are going to go ahead and catch our little cheese dude here. Probably could have caught him at full health, but I don't want to waste as many Pokeballs as you would think. But there we go. We caught our cheese dude. I told you, this team is rounding out super quick in this game. But we'll see how that works in future games. But we're going to go ahead, give him our little nickname here. We're naming him our Cheese Dude. And what does he know? As of right now, I think it's just Tackle. Yes, it is. It is just Tackle. But for now, we got our team of Angel the Pikachu, Lil Cheese the Pidgey, King Core the Magikarp, and now Cheese Dude the Geodude. We're going to go ahead and put King Core in the front here because he's going to need some levels. We're going to do a lot of switch training with him, and we're going to make it work. So, there we go. Now we got a bit of some time between the next time I'll see you all, though. So, we're just going to go ahead and see... I'll see you all in a... Well, you'll see me in a second, but it's going to be a bit of travel here. We got some time between then. So, I'm going to go ahead and make a cut, and we will be back. Alright, thanks. Alright. And I never switched over to participants in my chat. So there we go. Got that. And... Oop, nope. Making all kinds of things over here. I'm not trying to make all kinds of things over here. Okay. There we go. So King Core is in the front. He needs some levels. But good thing for us, we got a whole bunch of trainers over here. But we need to get some more levels on Pikachu, though. Because I think Pikachu is going to be a big factor for the next rival battle. I think he's going to play a factor into this one. So we're going to go ahead... Yeah. Just don't sing me. I don't like Jigglypuffs. We don't like sleep strats in this generation either. And there it is. And that's why we leave the Pokemon in. Because sleep strats in Gen 1 are so broken. Because as you can see, I can't even pick a move. And he just disabled... Well, I guess Surf will be the better move, honestly. But I would have preferred you to get... Oh, wow. Yeah. That Jigglypuff be doing some damage here. Never mind if he gets a crit. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Honestly, I feel like I want to growl against it. Oh, no. That was a crit. Well, still at least a 2-hit KO. Okay, yeah. Went down easy. Well, luckily, we got a crit there. So, King Core got some levels. Cool, cool, cool. King Core needs his levels because he's in the slow level up group and he's... Yeah. He's going to level up slow. That's another factor into this. We have a whole bunch of Pokemon that aren't in preferred level up groups here. I believe Pikachu is medium fast, and Magikarp / Gyarados is slow level up group. I feel like Geodude is actually medium slow, so that'll probably be the best. He's probably going to be the best one. Wow, that was a... Of course, we're getting all the poison here today. But I want those string shots. I want those string shots to hit because I'm already slower. But that's going to give me badge boosts to be able to have my tackles hit harder. So, okay, there we go. We're going to switch back to King Core here. But then we're going to switch to Pikachu because Kakuna can't do anything. Pikachu needs his levels. Alright, there we go. Yeah, going through all the trainers is going to be pretty boring without speed up, but I've already pretty much beaten the whole entire game at this point. I just did not go into the Elite Four because I want that to be blind. There's no items in the Elite Four, so I feel like that should be okay to go in blind. But if anyone wants to, at this point, I don't think anybody's going to be getting into the VOD this late, but just in case someone does come back through here and sees the poll and everything, why I have that up there, basically, or not the VOD, but did I say the VOD or did I say the poll? I forget. There's a poll up there asking about Alakazam and Victory Bell. Or not Victory Bell. Why did I say Victory Bell? I don't know about Victory Bell. Alakazam versus Ninetales. So basically I'm asking about that because Ninetales is obviously my favorite Pokemon. And I love Ninetales. I do. But couple things. There's not too many variations of Ninetales, but also there's not too many variations of Alakazam either. In the future generations. But there's more variations, I feel like, of Alakazam. Yeah, even in this generation alone, there's Pokemon that are comparable to it. But there are also variations of Ninetales in this generation alone. But the problem is, Ninetales in Gen 1 is significantly worse than an Alakazam. Alakazam is arguably one of the best Pokemon, if not the best Pokemon, in this game. There is one other Pokemon that I could argue is better, but, well, two, maybe. But, yeah. obviously, Alakazam is a crazy good Pokemon. But I already kind of have a core getting set up of other Pokemon. So that's why I'm asking now. This is for the people coming in from the VOD. Obviously, this is not going to be in the video itself, but for people that ask from the VOD, like, I just want to know which we think should be better, because the moveset really is not going to be that good. Most of my team are not going to have doubled up attacks or types of attacks, and just to have a decent moveset without going into the generic TMs like Toxic and Substitute and all of that. And yes, Alakazam is going to use those generic moveset moves and stuff like that. Alakazam didn't even have that great of a moveset, but he uses them better than a Ninetales, I feel. And we would be using different movesets. We'd be using like the Rest Strat or something like that, or etc. But we are now here in Mount Moon. We beat all the trainers out on the other route there, so we're actually going to go ahead and take on the trainers in Mount Moon now. But yeah, if anybody wants to, it comes into chat, answers the poll and everything like that. That's the explanation behind it. I just don't know which Pokemon is going to be better. Well, I know which Pokemon is going to be better, but which one would be, I guess, more efficient to use? So, I played through the original one, my first stream with Alakazam, and then coming towards the end there, I'm like, there are variations for Ninetales, but it's like they're not too comparable. Like, obviously, with Ninetales, you have something like Growlithe. Houndour might be an option for later generations, but obviously in Gen 2 that wouldn't be an option, considering you can't get Houndour until post-game, but I'm just trying to think of options here. Obviously there's nobody in chat right now. Hasn't been off stream. I'm just here chatting to myself. But not a big deal. But we are just going through this really quickly. Honestly, Cheese Dude is a good choice for this. Just need some more levels. Cheese Dude needs some levels, is what he needs. But the problem is that Harden, and he does not have a high crit rate. This is gonna take a while to get through. Honestly, I might just get through Mount Moon, to be honest with you. I think I'm just gonna go through Mount Moon. I don't even think I think I'm gonna end the stream beating the next rival, because yeah, this is going so slow. Mount Moon is a long trek. I might just end the stream. I might not even get through Mount Moon, but we'll see how it goes. Gotta get some more levels and everything. Cheese Dude is definitely gonna be an issue, but for right now. But the good thing about him, we'll see in a second. He's gonna be our first, arguably, OP Pokemon. And we'll see why in a second. Honestly, I forget if it's level 11 or 13 he learns it. But we'll see in a second. Alright. So we got our items. Now we got a Clefairy to fight, though. Honestly, I want Pikachu for this one because Pikachu helped out the first one. It's just 55% accuracy seems like it's 100% accuracy. But we will not get a Gyarados until... Honestly, I'm not going to fight Misty right away after visiting Bill. I mean, technically I could take on Misty right when I enter, but I want some more levels first. That's not going to do anything to us. Not yet, at least. Once we beat Lieutenant Surge, that'll be helpful because we can get some defense rises at least. But the true special ones aren't gonna... The truly good ones for Pikachu won't happen until late game, though. Oh boy. Yeah, this is going to be a long trek through here. Mount Moon's always a bit of a slog, but either way. Don't worry, if y'all want to skip through some of this, just so you don't hear me rambling and stuff like that, that's fine. I won't say anything important until... I'll hold off on saying anything important until, like, later. So, I won't just come straight out and say something important if I don't have to. So, if anyone wants to skip the VOD from here, if someone comes into chat, I'll start talking with them, but yeah, I don't have much important to say right now. And I want to preserve my voice. Obviously, y'all can hear my voice is already getting a little scratchy and everything like that. I just want to try to preserve my voice if I can, just so the rest of the video goes alright. I haven't streamed in a while, and I'm not even drinking, like, actual water. I've got a different kind of drink right now, so, yeah. I won't say anything important. I'll start up by saying some random stuff. If YouTube, I feel like YouTube should give like sections where it's important to. So if y'all want to skip to whenever that is, that's fine. I'm just gonna keep playing through. But yep. Oh well. Guess we gotta go back to the Pokemon Center. Okay. Oh. Misclick. Alright, so just want to go ahead and explain a little bit of a something here. And that's my phone going off again. But yeah, just want to go ahead and explain a little bit something to the people that are watching the VOD and everything like that. You can pick it up right here now. I don't know if there's a way that YouTube will be able to show that or anything like it, but yeah, just wanted to go ahead and explain something real quick. The reason I'm not using speed up even during these times is because it skews the in-game timer. The in-game timer does get messed up when you use the speed up button. Even despite the fact that it just moves really quickly, it moves too quickly for us to pick it up at the same time. So like here and there, like just accidentally pressing it or just like tapping it or something like that isn't going to make that big of a difference, but constantly doing it is going to make the world of difference, because like a normal game that, let's say it takes 21 hours to beat the game, it's not going to take that long. I can almost guarantee you that. Plenty of runs where I've used the speed up button, which granted this isn't optimizing for purposes and everything like that, but plenty of runs where I've used the speed up button ended up taking, it said on the in-game timer, like 180 hours or something like that. Like, it's crazy how much the speed up button changes things. And that's why I'm not going to use the speed up button during this time, is because the speed up button is just going to skew the timer so much that it's not going to be a fair comparison. So that's why I'm not using the speed up button. Yes, it takes a while in these games. No no running shoes, and we don't have the bike yet, and all of that. Oh, Angel's finally learning quick attack. Okay. Oh, oh, oh. Crap. You know what? I know how to fix this. I made a mistake, but our last save is so far back. I can fix this. So, yes, I did just go ahead and make a mistake there. I wasn't paying attention. Oh, yeah, new badge is required. Yeah, we put Quick Attack over Thundershock. I know how to fix this, though. So, just give me a second and I will be back. But let me just save real quick. Yes, I'm saving over top of that. Don't worry, I will make this work. So, be back in a second. Alright, there we go. Yeah. I did go ahead and just make a quick change. Alright, there we go. Made sure we fixed it because in this game you don't have move relearners, and you make a misclick like that and haven't saved in a while. So let's just go ahead and see here real quick. There we go. We're good. Yes, I use PK Hex. That's how I was able to get the Surfing Pikachu and all of that as well. It's just, yeah. I just didn't want to go ahead and make things I didn't want to make that mistake. So we were just quickly making the changes. So yeah, and I didn't want to have to restart all over again from the last save, which who even knows when that was. So honestly, I think we're just going to be finishing up with this floor, to be honest with you. It's going to take probably another half hour to an hour, and I wanted to be done with this stream by 8 o'clock because my daughter, yes, for those of you that have seen my recent videos, know that I have a daughter now, and she has a bedtime at 8 o'clock. And it is almost 8 o'clock here. It's like just before 7:30, so I think I'm going to go ahead and pretty sure just, I don't even know if I'm going to finish with this floor, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I think I'm just going to call it quits here pretty soon, actually, because, yeah, this is going on for a decent amount of time. Nobody's actually showing up right now, so, yeah, I think I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. Maybe. I don't even know about that. Actually, you know what? I made that change, and it's gonna be, yeah. I think after this battle, I'm calling it quits. Because I'm not feeling the greatest either. It's just really warm, to be honest, in my apartment. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and just call it quits here after this. The video is obviously going to pick up. I can pick that up later. But I think we're going to call it quits for this stream because our next section is not for a while. And we got our badge boosting move now. Good. I thought it was level 11, but yeah. Defense curl. Badge boosting move. Gonna be incredible to have. So yeah. I think I'm gonna call it quits after this battle here. Cheese Dude got his badge boosting move, and it's gonna be decent. So, alright. Let's just finish up this battle here. Oh yeah. Look at that just because of defense curl. And now we got a speed drop too. So, oh wow, yeah. Thanks for the free attack boost. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits here. After making that change, yeah, that's just, I'm not feeling the greatest. I don't know what's going on, but alright. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits for this stream, everybody. I'm gonna stop the recording here. So, blink. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it quits for this stream here. It's just, I kind of figured nobody was going to show up for my first stream back. But I hope that this ends up being a good path to go down. And I will see you all later. Alright. Bye.